So, I popped into High House Insurance to see if they could quote for my house insurance rather than using the internet. High House got a great deal. So to celebrate, I bought a posh hairdo. It made me look beautiful, gorgeous enough to become a highly paid model. I then won Celebrity Big Brother. I had an affair with an MP. Now I'm promoting a doll of me that says, "Cool blimey, you're well fit."
Happy things happen when you talk face-to-face with High House Insurance. See if we can beat your home insurance quote from the internet. Find us on the High Street, Selsey, or call 606 552.
Hello again, and a very warm welcome to Manhood Internet Radio. I'm Tony Wiener, your host for this show. So, what do we have for you this week? Well, we divulge the secret life of the woodcarvers later in the show, so before they reveal all, as it were, here's our Alison with news of events in the Bracklesham and Witterings area.
Hello and welcome once again to our weekly look at what's happening in the Witterings and Bracklesham. Let's start off on Tuesday with the Rookwood Lawn Tennis Club group coaching sessions. Two of those, 10 to 11 and a second one 11 to 12. That's £4 per person per hour, and both those are held at West Witterings Sports Field. Also on Tuesdays we have the Little Explorers Play and Learn Together at Bracklesham Barn. They start at 10 and finish at 11:30. Two sessions of Elaine's yoga class at Bracklesham Barn, 9:30 to 10:30, and a later one 10:45 to 11:45. At Bracklesham Barn in the afternoon, Steady and Strong Strength and Balance takes place, 2:30 until 3:30. And then in the evening, the Beginner Ukulele Club between 6:30 and 8:30. Don't forget, over at West Wittering Memorial Hall between 7 and 9, the Community Pop Choir will be rehearsing. And the Badminton Club at Bracklesham Barn meet between 7:30 and 9:30 on Tuesdays. And there's free pool to be found at Pond Barn. Wednesday now, table tennis. This is a drop-in and play for adults at Bracklesham Barn between 10 and 12. And it's also the morning for the CBT motorcycle training. That's at Bracklesham Barn between 9 and 11, but you do have to pre-book for that one. In the afternoon, belly dancing with Step Inside between 1 and 2, and then in the evening, Louise runs a Zumba class between 6:30 and 7:30. All those activities on a Wednesday at Bracklesham Barn. Moving on now to Thursday, we start the morning with a Busy Bugs toddler gym at Bracklesham Barn, starting at 9:30 and going on until 12. Over at the Witterings Medical Centre on Thursdays, we have Stitch and Yarn. That starts at 10:30 and finishes at 12:30. And then over at East Wittering Library, they're knitting and nattering. That starts at 11 and finishes at 12:30. At West Wittering Memorial Hall on a Thursday, there's the art group starting at 10, finishing at 12. And West Wittering also sees the short mat bowls. Two sessions there at the Memorial Hall, 10 till 12 and 2 until 4. Mixed Ability Pilates in the evening, 6 until 7 at East Wittering Village Hall. And it's also the evening for the private ballroom and Latin class. That one starts at 7 at East Wittering Village Hall, but you do have to book. www.strictlydancinguk.co.uk. So that's Thursday private ballroom. And on Friday we have bingo at the British Legion at 7:30 in the evening. Pilates at Bracklesham Barn, 9:30 until 10:30. Short mat bowls at the barn, 2 until 4. Coastliners line dancing, 2 till 5 at East Wittering Village Hall. And Rookwood Lawn Tennis Club. This one is for beginners. It's group coaching for beginners between 2 and 2:45 at West Wittering Sports Field. And I believe the cost for that is £4 per person. Jukebox night on a Friday at Pond Barn, 7 until midnight, and there's private ballroom and Latin classes at 7 at East Wittering Village Hall. That is bookable, www.strictlydancinguk.co.uk. On Sundays at Bracklesham Barn, there's the Windrush Church meeting beginning at 10:30 in the morning, and in the evening, Pond Barn has its quiz night. That one starts at 8. Monday now, we have low impact aerobics at Bracklesham Barn, 9:15 until 10:15. The Little Ducklings mother and toddler group, as usual, at the barn, 9:30 until 11:30. And also short mat bowls at Bracklesham Barn, 10:30 until 1. In the evening at the barn, Louise has her Zumba class between 6:30 and 7:30. Over at East Wittering Village Hall, there's line dancing between 7 and 10, and Elaine has her yoga group at the barn, 7 until 8:30. Not forgetting, of course, Verity's ARO Ladies Beginner Kickboxing. That starts at 7:30 and finishes at 8:30. Back now to Tuesdays, the Rookwood Lawn Tennis Group coaching sessions, 10 until 11 and 11 until 12, £4 per person at West Wittering Sports Field. At Bracklesham Barn, Little Explorers play and learn together between 10 and 11:30. And Elaine has 2 yoga sessions on a Tuesday, 9:30 to 10:30 and 10:45 until 11:45, both of those at Bracklesham Barn. In the afternoon at Bracklesham Barn, Steady and Strong Strength and Balance takes place between 2:30 and 3:30. And then early evening, the Beginner Ukulele Club at the barn, 6:30 until 7:30. Over at West Wittering at the Memorial Hall, it's the evening for the Community Pop Choir rehearsal between 7 and 9. And the Badminton Club at Bracklesham Barn, they start at 7:30 and finish playing at 9:30. And then just to round up, on a Tuesday evening at Pond Barn, there's free pool. So lots of regular activities there over at the Witterings and Bracklesham, so I hope you enjoy doing some of those regular events. I'll speak to you again next week. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thanks, Alison. A lot going on there. And she will be back with news of events in Selsey. But before that, stand by as we have the latest brain teaser. Here's Kevin.
Hello there, it's Kevin the Quiz. This week's quiz questions, connections quiz, 5 general questions. What connects all the answers? Question number 1. Which word is the name given to a person who cuts men's hair? The word comes from the Latin for beard. Question number 2, tennis. Which English tennis player married Chris Evert in 1979? Question number 3, which mezzo-soprano was born in Meath in Wales in 1980? Who is she? Number 4, what is Alfred's job in Batman? And question number 5, football question. Who has been the manager of Bournemouth Football Club for over 4 years? Who is he? And what connects the 5 answers? Good luck.
And good luck from me as well. Now, Alison is hot-footing back with her script as I speak, with news of events in the Selsey area. So over to Alison.
Hello and welcome once again to our weekly look at what's happening in Selsey. First of all, on Tuesday the 8th of August, it will be time for family fun at Pagham Harbour Visitor Centre. This is an event going on throughout the summer holiday with plenty to see and do at the Visitor Centre, including bug hunting, pond dipping and very much more. So do go along to that at the RSPB Visitor Centre on Tuesday. As usual in the morning, from 10 until 11:30, it's time for mobile soft play for the under 5s at the Selsey Centre. Sue or Tom have more information on that one, 604 642. Also on Tuesday in the afternoon, the Gainsborough Singers will be rehearsing. They meet from 2 until 4. Tony has some more information on that, and in particular, he's in need of some more men's voices. So if you can supply that to him, then do get in touch. 607796 is Tony's number. Then later in the afternoon, kickboxing for kids between 4:30 and 5:30, again at the Selsey Centre. And between 6 and 7, it's girls' football at the Academy, School Lane. Netball for All also takes place at the Academy. That's from 7 until 8:30 on Tuesday. Moving on now to Wednesday the 9th of August, starting off in the morning with body conditioning and exercise class at the Selsey Centre. That's between 9:15 and 10:15. Also in the morning, the Seal Island Swimming Club meet at the Oasis Pool, West Sands. That starts at 9:30 and finishes at 10:30. As usual on Wednesday, the woodcarvers, a small friendly group of woodcarvers meeting every Wednesday in the Scout Hut. They help each other with their various carving activities. Do feel free to go along and have a look at what they do. For more information, you can have a look at the website www.selseywoodcarvers.co.uk. That's all day from 10 until 4 at the Scout Hut. Also in the morning on Wednesday, the Selsey Model Boat Club have their meeting down at the pond on East Beach, weather permitting that is, where they sail radio-controlled boats, and new members are always welcome. Chris is the person to contact, 601 550. That's from 10 until 12 on Wednesday. Also in the morning, the Fitter Sitters exercise class takes place at the Selsey Centre. That one starts at 10:20 and finishes at 11:20. In the afternoon, we've got a special meeting of the Selsey Writers' Circle. It's called a Meet the Authors afternoon. Nearly 30 authors will be there for you to have a word with. Short entertainment spot as well, raffle, light refreshments. That's all held at the Selsey Centre on Manor Road between 2 and 4. Back to the usual activities, carpet bowls between 7 and 8 in the evening at Medbury Primary School. And it's also the day for the Selsey Baking Club. They start baking at 7:30 and finish at 8:30, and that's held at St Wilfrid's Church. Thursday, all day, the RSPB are having their event again. This is every Tuesday and Thursday throughout the summer holidays. Bug hunting, pond dipping, and very much more at the Pagham Harbour Visitors Centre. We've also got soft play as usual between 10 and 11:30 at the Selsey Centre. Sue and Tom have some more information on this activity for the under 5s, 604 642. In the afternoon on Thursday, the Selsey Bridge Club meet. This is a friendly group of mixed ability. Carol has some more information on that, 602250. They start at 2 and finish at 5, meeting at the Selsey Club on Cox's Road. It's also going to be the day for the Summer Youth Drop-In, starting at 2:30 and finishing at 5:30. Lots of activities there for ages 10 to 16, held at the Selsey Centre. The library is open in the evening on Thursday from 5:45 until 7:15. You can go along there to read, chat, or just to listen to what's going on. Also on Thursday, walking football. This is an activity for the over 50s who'd like a gentle game of football without running about, but they promise it will keep you in shape. That's from 6 o'clock until 7:30. Also the evening for adult basketball at the Academy Sports Hall. That's between 7 and 8. And carpet bowls have a session at Medbury Primary School from 7 till 8 as well. Special this week is the fantastic End of the Pier show, held at the Selsey Town Hall on the High Street. This is its 15th year, would you believe, back by popular demand. Selsey's foremost musical theatre and singing groups get together for this one, Seikos and Cloud9, with some extra special guests to bring an evening of amazing entertainment. It's not to be missed. Tickets are £8 each, and you can get those from High House Insurance on the High Street. 606 552 is the phone number, or you can have a look online, www.ticketsource.co.uk. That's from 7:30 until 9:30 on Thursday. Moving on now to Friday, 9:30, Seal Island Swimming Club. That's at the Oasis Pool on Bun Leisure. It's also the morning 11:30 till 12:30 for Steady and Strong, which is a group focusing on improving strength, posture, balance and confidence. This is a £4 pay-as-you-go class. Heidi has some more information on that. Heidi Dunster, 0782 692 4923. I'll repeat Heidi's number, 0782 692 4923 for Steady and Strong. As usual on a Friday afternoon, the Derby and Joan Club meet at St Peter's Church Hall for a game of bingo, raffles, cup of tea and a chat. Jill Evenden has more information on that club, 604 187. They start at 2 and finish at 4, and the Venture Bus does run for that for those people that are members. It's also Bridge for Beginners on a Friday afternoon from 2 until 4. Once again, that's held at the Selsey Club on Cox's Road. In the evening, with Selsey Specials Friday football meeting at the Academy on School Lane. That's between 6 and 7. And once again, it's time for the fantastic End of the Pier show. 7:30 in the evening at Selsey Town Hall. Amazing entertainment is to be seen and heard. £8 a ticket from High House Insurance or online at www.ticketsource.co.uk. Saturday the 12th, there's an all-day event, LDN Wrestling, which is a family day of top wrestling entertainment. I'm afraid I don't have any more details on that one, but I'm sure that's something very exciting to follow. As usual on a Saturday, the Selsey Striders will meet. They promise that this is suitable for all, and they meet at the Hillfield Road car park between 8:30 and 9:30. The fantastic End of the Pier show, a joint venture between Seikos and Cloud9 plus guests, has 2 performances on Saturday. A matinee at 2:30 until 4:30 and the evening performance 7:30 until 9:30. As usual, you can get your tickets from High House Insurance. Now on Sunday the 13th of August, starting at 11 o'clock and running all day, is the Selsey Beer and Rounders Hog Roast and Family Day. That's to be held at Selsey Cricket Club on the High Street. There's a bar, bouncy castles, craft stall, sweet stall. If you'd like to enter a team for the Rounders, you need to contact the club at info@selseycc.co.uk. So that's the Beer and Rounders Day on Sunday. As usual, Sunday morning, the Selsey Power Rangers meet at Hillfield Road car park. That starts at 9 and finishes at 10. Don't forget 2 sessions of carpet bowls on Sunday, 9:30 until 10:30 in the morning, and then 3 till 4 in the afternoon. Both of those are held at Medmory Primary School. Also in the morning on Sunday, the Selsey Model Boat Club will have their meeting, if the weather's kind to them, where they sell their radio-controlled boats. That's on the pond at East Beach. Chris has some more information on that one, 801 550. Now, Monday the 14th of August sees the start of the Burnett's Family Fun Fair. That runs all through the summer until Monday the 28th of August. It runs on weekdays between 6:30 and 10, and at the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, they start at 2 in the afternoon until 10. And there are reduced prices every Tuesday, so that's something to look forward to throughout August. We've also got Dance and Tone on Monday at the Selsey Centre. Keep fit to music between 9:30 and 10:30. And also at the Selsey Centre, we've got Pilates, 10:45 until 11:45. This promises to be a small, friendly group held at the Selsey Centre. Then in the afternoon, Selsey Basketball at the Academy Sports Hall. That's between 5 and 7. From 5 o'clock, ages 7 to 11, and from 6 o'clock, age 12 plus. Also on Monday, the Selsey Striders meet at Hillfield Road car park in the evening, 6:30 until 7:30. That one is suitable for anyone who can run 3 miles. Tuesday, now the 15th, as usual, the Family Fun Day at Pagham Harbour Visitors Centre, which will include bug hunting, pond dipping, and at 10:30, a sensory arts and crafts morning. That one runs until 12:30. Now, booking is advisable for the arts and crafts, 641508. The cost for that, if you're a member, is £3 per child, or for non-members, £2. Mobile soft play as usual on Tuesday, 10 till 11:30 for the under 5s at the Selsey Centre. Sue and Tom have some more information on that one, 604 642. And in the afternoon, kickboxing for kids at the Selsey Centre between 4:30 and 5:30. In the evening, between 6 and 7, we have girls football at the Academy, and it's netball for all between 7 and 8:30 at the Academy Sports Hall. So that's it for our roundup of the week's activities in Selsey. Plenty to see and do. Hope you enjoy doing some of those things. Bye for now.
Thanks, Alison. Lots to do on the peninsula. So as she goes off to investigate what's on for next week, let's go over and see what's happening with the woodcarvers.
Now, there's a face that I recognise, so I'm going to go and have a chat with the gentleman over here, whose name's Brian Hall. Now, you may or may not know Brian. I've met him on a few occasions. He gets about town a bit. Hello, Brian. How are you?
Oh, not so bad, thank you.
Now, what is it you're carving there, Brian?
Well, it's a tree spirit.
That's why I didn't recognise it. The only spirit I recognise is usually hung up
in
on
a
the wall
glass.
with a little glass container underneath it. A tree spirit. So where do you get your ideas from for the things that you carve?
Well, I usually see something and I think, oh, I wouldn't mind having a go at one of those. So basically, that's how I usually find them.
So it could be anything, really. I mean, you could just see something and think, I can just envisage that on a piece of wood, or...
Yes,
Yeah.
I saw a child's rocking horse a couple of weeks ago and I thought I'll make one of them for my great-grandson. So I've just finished making that.
Oh, so they'll be going into production shortly then. So, I mean, it's not just wood carving, it's woodworking in general.
Yes, I just like playing with bits of wood, trying to make something out of a useless old plank.
Yeah, my wife does that, actually. Tries to make something out of a useless old plank, but she never has a great deal of effect on me. How long have you been doing it, Brian?
2.5 years now.
And are you satisfied that you've improved over the
Yeah,
over
I've
2.5
come on
years?
in leaps and bounds. I couldn't have... before, if I made anything, it was usually nailing a couple of bits of wood together with a 6-inch nail.
A bit like myself, yeah. And now you're quite competent.
Yes.
And you can see a piece of wood and know what it will take.
That's
to
right.
do that. That's the sort of thing I struggle to envisage. I see a piece of wood and I think, right, well, what can I turn that into? Now I could, yeah, all right, it's long enough to be a lizard, so I could carve a lizard. You know, the piece of wood's long enough and maybe thick enough, I could carve a lizard out of that. I wouldn't have a clue where to start. I wouldn't know what sort of tools are available and what tools you would need to do it. And this is the exact place where guys can learn that, can't they? People can turn up here and not know anything at all about it, like, you know, my sort of knowledge level, and they can be guided by the rest of the people here who will say, well, this is what you need to do, and this is the tool you need to do it with.
Yeah.
And so you can borrow my whatever tool it is, and away you go.
Whilst we don't have any lessons as such, some of the guys in this group have been carving for many, many years, and they're very, very skillful and knowledgeable, and they've got so many tools that most people wouldn't even think of, and that's how you pick it up as you go along. They're always willing to give you advice, and they're always willing to lend you the right tool if you haven't got it.
The advice I'm usually given is take up something different.
Yeah.
but and of course, as we learned just now, because I was talking to Diane Langalan over there, it's not just men; it's ladies as well. Ladies are welcome. Well, we'll say they're welcome.
Yeah.
We know what blokes are like when they get in their sheds, as it were. But yes, she might be welcome in this group. She ain't coming in my shed. but yeah, and everybody helps each other out.
Yeah.
Lends you the tools, so anybody can come along, have a go at it. I mean, some of the work that comes out of it is amazing, absolutely amazing, by people, I think, that are amazed herself, that 2 or 3 years ago they would never have dreamt that they could produce what they're producing now.
That's right,
You know?
yeah.
Which is fantastic, you know, to actually be able to carve something and stick it on your wall at home or on your mantelpiece or whatever and say, I made that.
Yeah.
You know,
2.5 years ago I wouldn't have dared to even try.
And now you're quite confident with it. And you know.
Yes, yeah. I think I can make almost anything now out of a bit of wood.
I can make a big pile of chippings out of it. Well, thanks for stopping and taking time to talk to us, Brian.
Right.
I'll let you get on with your...
I'll get back to chiselling.
Yeah, and I've noticed, I've had a count up, you've still got all your fingers, so you're all right. You must be getting better.
Yeah.
Thanks now, Brian.
Nice to talk to you.
Now, the last person I'm going to interrupt today, because these guys really have to get a move on with some of the stuff they're doing. It's taken them weeks to carve this bit of wood into something recognisable. And I wouldn't say that if I was up close to them. But I'm going to have a chat with this gentleman over here, who I believe is Paul Bennett. And he's working away, he's beavering away there on a piece of wood that's actually starting to take shape. And it's becoming recognisable now. Good morning, Paul. Can I just interrupt you for a minute?
Yeah.
I see that you've got a piece of wood in front of you that was probably about 16 inches long and maybe 4x4 when it started, or maybe a little bit bigger than that. And it's now starting to take shape. It looks like there's some grapes on there, or flowers, I'm not sure. But it's in the process. Some of this piece of wood...
fruit and flowers.
Fruit and flowers, well, there you go. And then some of it's still marked out, and it hasn't started work on it a bit yet. And some of it is recognisable as flowers and fruit. How long's it taken you to get to that stage, Paul?
I think I've been working on this about 4 or 5 months. And I come here once a week, and I do a little bit at home.
And it's taken 4 or 5 months. Now, that's what I was getting at earlier when I said I don't know if I'd have the patience for it.
Oh, but I've done other bits in between.
Oh, have you? Finally, when it's absolutely finished, finally, it will look wonderful. I really don't know if I'd have the patience to sit there and do it. I'm jealous because I wish I did. Because to be able to produce something like that.
That's the main thing with wood carving, is patience, I think. And to know when you've gone wrong and start again.
Yes, I think starting again would be the end of it for me. I'd throw the piece of it away and take up another pastime.
Well, you can always modify it.
I suppose you can, yeah. There's nobody knows what's in your mind, do they, when you set to carving? So if you decide that all of a sudden that orange didn't look like an orange, you can change it into something else.
Yep.
Yeah. How long have you been doing it, Paul?
34 years.
Oh, so you're getting used to it then?
You'd think I'd learn how to do it by now, but...
and so in that time, how many pieces do you think you've carved?
Oh, goodness knows. Because you do it is give it away, and you carve one piece and someone says, oh, can you do me one of those? And you end up doing 3 or 4 of the same carving.
And you're happy enough to do that, are you?
Oh, yeah.
You've got to have the patience of a saint for this. But I have to say, if you could sit down once a week, I think you guys meet once a week, then you're down here from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Supposedly. Yes. And from what I've seen, there's an awful lot of tea breaks in between. I'm beginning to understand why the carving takes so long, because the tea drinking interferes.
And it's very flexible. If people can only come for the morning, they come for the morning. There's no rules here at all, and there's no admin side at all. There's nothing. We pay £10 a month, which we give to the scouts for use of the premises, and that's it.
Can't grumble at that, can we? Now, is this something you did as part of your job, or were you involved with woodworking in your job at all?
No.
So it was just a hobby that you took up 30 odd years ago?
What happened was a colleague at work came to me and said, look, I've seen a woodworking class at Chichester College in the evenings, and I'd like to go, but I don't want to go on my own. Would you come with me? So to cut a long story short, I went with him. He did the one term, and I'm still doing it.
And very successfully, I hasten to add. Now, I mean, you must have loads of pieces of wood art, as I would describe it, at home.
A box with a load in, because I don't just come here.
I
mean, on Saturday I will be at the Weald Downland.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At the wood show.
Yeah.
And I go there once a month to the Weald Downland with another group, and I take examples of my carvings.
Yeah, I've seen some of the work done over the Weald Downland, and I could stand there and watch it for hours.
You'll see some of my work on the website for this lot.
Well, there you go. See, if you have a look at the website, and that's Selsey Woodcarvers, www.selseywoodcarvers.co.uk, I believe.
Well, I think if you just put in Selsey woodcarvers, you'll find it.
It'll come up, and you can have a look at some of Paul's work on there.
Yep.
Right, well, I'm going to let you get on with
Okay.
what you're doing, because it's taken you long enough already. And I'm sure it'll be wonderful when it's finished. How long do you think before that particular piece is finished?
Well, it all depends if I do some other work in between. But, only a few more months now. A couple of months, 3 months, 4 months. Depends.
It's like any sort of art form, and it most definitely is an art form. There's no two ways about it.
I think the thing is to remember that this is summer period. And I've got other things to do in the summer.
Yeah.
Whereas in the winter, I'm in my workshop, and this would be done in...
So you've got your workshop at home, and you just go and sit in there, and so it's pretty much every guy's dream, isn't it? I mean, I've got my garage. I go in there and tinker. What do I make? Well, not a lot really, but I can spend hours in there not making a lot, and it is a wonderful way. I mean, men in sheds, as it were. Yeah. It's a wonderful way to just lock yourself away in your workshop and just
keep
beaver away.
Your wife's way, isn't it, as well?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, some of you guys, you spend so much time in there, I wonder you remember that you're still married or not. And some of you probably not. Well, thanks once again for joining me, Paul. I'll let you get on with your work there.
I'll go and do a bit more chipping.
Absolutely. Right, now, before I go, I'm going to pop back and have a word with Paul Hobson, because I'd be interested to know where we can buy this stuff. These guys can't keep everything they make. The houses would be full of it. Well, they probably are anyway, but I'm going to pop back and have a word with Paul. Paul, have you got a minute?
Yeah, sure.
One question that I haven't asked anybody is, people tend to shy away when you start talking about money and what they're selling stuff for and other things like that. Talking to the people, I was going to say guys, I nearly fell into the trap, because it's not just guys, we mustn't forget Di, but they spend hours and hours and hours, and you yourself obviously do, producing these pieces of art, and that's what they are. There's no getting away from it. How do you put a price on it? And I mean, do you actually sell them?
It's amazingly difficult to put a price on a lot of it. The materials, some of them are rarer than others. Some of them you just come across, like driftwood on the beach, is free, and others you'll pay a fortune for. So, in respect of the materials, you can generally price up the materials and the paints and the varnish and the bandsaw blades and the sanding pads and all the other little incidentals that get used. But the time is the one thing that you're never going to get paid for, and it is realistically a hobby for all of us. None of us are going to make any money out of this game at all.
So you don't sell any of you?
We do. Yes, we're quite happy to sell things. Generally, we make what we want to make, and then if somebody else wants to buy it, we can sell it. And we've just gone onto a new website for selling our more sellable art, shall we say, and that is www.selsey-art-sales.co.uk. We've got it up into Google now, so if you just put art for sale in Selsey, you'll find it, no problem. And we basically sell items to buy more wood, to replace the sandpaper, the blades and all the other stuff, because a nice little item will take 12-14 hours work. Paul Bennett, he did some figurines and they were 120 man hours each, and they were just for the church, small figurines, maybe a 12 inch tall. You price those, you can't.
No, I mean, I can understand that. I can understand that.
So the thing
I don't know that I'd be able to part with it if I'd spent 120 hours carving something that's not huge. I mean, it's not as if you're building a building or whatever. You're making something out of a piece of wood. You spent 120 hours, and some of the guys and gals, of course, spend a lot longer carving a piece, and any particular piece that they're doing might take them months to do it. And I don't know if I'd done that, I don't know that I'd be all that keen on parting with it.
Peter struggles with his birds. He does tend to hoard them.
I can't say as I blame him, because they are fantastic.
I must admit, when I create a new piece, I run home and I go through the door holding it in my arms with a big smile on my face, and the boss will say, well, yes, it can come in the house, or no, it goes down the shed. So we sort of do this, and then eventually the house becomes full, and so we have a clear out and a tidy up, and then all that stuff is what we put up at the fairs, the fetes, and the Artstream Selsey Town Hall thing in August. That'll all be up there for sale, and the new stuff goes in the house again. Then I start filling the house up again, and I think we're all pretty much the same, apart from Brian, who won't sell a thing of his house is cluttered with it.
Bless him.
Sorry, Brian.
No, I mean, I probably would be the same. I don't know if I could part with something I'd spent that long doing, but I guess over a period of time, it just becomes, you get the sense of achievement having made it and looked at it for a little while, and then it's just something else that you've made and looked at and it's time to pass it on. Yes,
and it's nice to get commissions off people. I've recently repaired recarved some antique chairs for a chap over in Wittering who does chairs, and he didn't want to do the carving, and it's quite nerve-wracking when you're cutting straights on a chair that's maybe 100 years old that can't be replaced, and you're then trying to cut the straight to put a new piece of wood on and make it all fit and be the same as a carver from 100 years ago. And so things like that are wonderful, because it gives you a new challenge all the time.
Yes, indeed.
And when people come and say, can you make me this? And you think, oh, how do I do that? I mean, yeah, we can, but if we, so there's lots of challenges still to go. The rest is just
lots of reward in it, but not financially.
No financial reward at all.
And if anybody's got any decent pieces of wood that they don't want, these are the guys to talk to and see if they want them before you decide to throw it down the tip. And I don't mean your old bit of skirting board or your old bit of floorboard or something, but a nice piece of wood maybe that you've had lying about the garage that you don't want to use.
Someone's had a tree taken down and the trunk is always useful.
But there you go, you see, lots of people taking trees down. Trees seem to be the thing that are out of vogue at the moment. I'll take that tree down. Have a word, because it's not just the trees that we normally see. Tulip trees, you see those about. These guys can use the wood. It always reminds me of a next door neighbour of mine in the past who had a walnut tree in his garden, and he said, I'm going to cut it down because I don't want it there anymore. And I said, well, why don't you think about selling it? And he did sell it, and he sold it for good money.
Yes, yeah.
And the people snatched his hand off to get it.
Now people are just going to sell us the wood, not give it to us.
Yeah, well, there is that, of course. But if you can buy it cheap, or if you've got a walnut tree in your garden, and you'd like somebody to cut it down for you, have a word with these chaps. They might just do it for free and clear the wood away.
We actually, two of us went to Somerset for a walnut tree.
Did you really?
Last year.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
so if you do have a walnut tree and you don't want to get rid of it, keep your eye out, because these burglars will be round. Well, thanks once again, Paul, for letting us come down here and interfere with your peace and quiet.
No, thank you.
I must say, ladies and gentlemen, you could be forgiven if you come down here. You could be forgiven for thinking that you'd come to the World Tea Drinking Championships, because I have never seen so much tea and coffee drunk in my life in such a short space of time. But if you come down and you're part of it, you're more than welcome to take part in the tea drinking as well. So thanks once again, Paul, and I'm sure we'll be back in future to see if you finish that thing that you're making. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. And that's me done for another week. So it just remains for me to thank all our contributors, including Local Life magazine, our sound editor John Mallet, our presenters Alison, Kevin and Keith, not forgetting of course our producer John Fletcher. So it's goodbye from me, Tony Weiner, until next time. Bye.